Hello, welcome back to another weekly update of my channel. I'm Jules. This is Stitching Jules Design, and it is April 22nd. Happy Earth Day. Earth, happy day to you. Speaking of Earth Day, we are having snow right now here in Colorado. We're getting, it's not sticking on the roads or anything, but it is a good couple inches, I think, on the grass. It looks like that really thick, heavy, wet snow, which is fantastic, high moisture content. And like we like to say, and as we say in Colorado, we need the moisture. So that's like the standard line that everybody gets. We need the moisture. So it's been a good week. It's been a really good week. Stitched more on Old World Map, got some other stitching done, put out 2 new patterns, and am on the verge of putting out more. I didn't want to show the ones that I'm on the verge of putting out just because I'm not sure how fast I'm getting those up today. But needless to say that I've read your comments, and there's a lot of different dogs and cats and other things that people would like to see especially in monochrome. So this is my French Bulldog pattern in monochrome. I'm trying to think, what else do I have? I have Chihuahua, I have a miniature dachshund, I have a sleeping cat, and then I have a lot of other animals, a lot of wildlife and things like that. I've been working on a bear pattern. It's not coming out right, so I think I'm using not the best source material, so I may have to kind of change course on that. But I really do want to put a bear out. I got all kinds of animals that I want to do. So anyway, so I'm working on all that for you guys and for myself, because I'm kind of addicted to the whole design process. So but anyway, let me show you what I've been working on stitch-wise this week. Let's see here. So I did a little bit on the Vietnam Veterans Memorial, and this time I'm actually minorly prepared, and then I printed out, I had to reprint because I couldn't find the first copy. So this is what I'm working on right now. So Vietnam Veterans Memorial in DC, with the memorial there, and then the reflection off, I think that's granite, and the reflection off marble, and a reflection off of that of what's on the other side. I've not gotten terribly far with it, but you can kind of see where I'm at. I'm kind of like like right there. So yeah, I had a hard time focusing on the stitching this week. Just I was tired, but I'll talk about that later. So there's that. And then I started a new piece because, I'm actually starting on Patriotic Drummer. And this is a pretty standard, pretty straightforward stitch. So because it's just like 100 by 150. And the white is just you color your fabric. So you're just stitching the colored parts. So I'm like, I don't know, 5% along or whatever. Is it this way or it's this way? I think it's that way. And so yeah, just the top corner and then some in there. So I keep getting distracted by video games too. I must admit, I've been playing this one video game, and it's completely. And for those of you who want to know, it's called Anno. It's like a civilization builder, and I am thoroughly addicted. I know my battery's low. Okay, so there's that, and then I'm going to show you Old World Map progress, because I did about 400 or 500 stitches on it. Not that, I don't know how much you can tell. Let me take it out of the So big, massive, I just want to show you guys some big, massive pattern, right? Look at all this fabric. It's insane, right? It's my lifetime project. Gotta get 3078 out of there. Look at the hoop I'm stitching it on. I think it's like a 5-inch hoop or something like that. So I like this. I don't know why it is that on this massive pattern I want to use this tiny little thing, but I find that it helps my hands and my wrist if I use a smaller hoop, because it's just less fabric to hold in my hand, less, it's just easier. So anyway, so that's my special. That's the only thing I stitch with this is my massive Old World Map 2. Oh yeah, I gotta actually show you it. Okay. Here we go. It's getting closer and closer to that end. I just really worked on like from here over, so a lot of the yellows. But that's still about 400 stitches or so. So, yep, just working on it. Just kind of really just trying to get that all the way across, and then I'll go back and fill in everything else. So, gotta love it. I do. I still love stitching on it. I do very much. There's something very comforting about it, and probably part of it is, one, the fabric is really worn, so it's, you know, it feels good in my hands. But I mean, I've had it for what, like 7 years. So yeah, I gotta keep working on it. Keep working on it. All right, kids. Up next is the new patterns, 2 new monochromes. So if you like horses, I got yet another horse monochrome. So I call this one Jumping Horse. Man, my titles are so descriptive. And so Jumping Horse, let me get my head out of the way here. Again, it's black and white. You are only stitching the black part and gray part of this pattern. I don't know if it'll really show up very well. It's about 16,500 stitches or so. So it's about it's a decent sized pattern, but it's 294 by 190 is the stitch count. And so yeah, I like that very much. And then I saw this other pattern. Let me show you something that I've already put out. So this is a motorcycle. I just called it motorcycle in monochrome. I don't know what kind of motorcycle that is. Maybe you guys can help me with that. I really don't, but I got a new motorcycle. I call this one motorcycle too. See? So anyway, so again, is this a chopper? This looks like more like a chopper to me. And with the what do you call that? The stem? I'm not sure, but a more extended front wheel as compared to that. So those are my 2 motorcycle patterns now. So this one is 416 by 203. So these are big. These are bigger patterns. It's like 23,000 stitches, and the reason for that is all these little details in here are in the thing. People are like, I wish you would make it smaller. If I made it smaller, you wouldn't have the details. And right now, I won't do that unless I actually can get away with it and make it look good. And some of these that are just naturally so detailed at larger, they just, when you try and shrink them down, it just doesn't work. So anyway, so, but those are my 2 right now. I am working on other animals and things like that, like I told you guys, but I have other patterns in the works, other things that are in color. Another dragon, Chinese dragon that I need to put up. I am working on the baby boy heart, or the baby boy, the footprints in the heart, but with blues. For whatever reason, like the cross stitch, the pattern, the wind stitch is what I use, but it just doesn't read blues very well sometimes. And so I have to go in and kind of change that around. And anyway, I'm working on it again. I'm hoping to get it back out, or hoping to get it out for you guys soon, because I know there was some interest in getting that one done. So, so there is that. Yeah, so it's snowing. Everything's good. Slept good last night. Feel pretty good today. I'm glad to have a couple of days off. So a couple of you guys have asked me like a little bit more about what I'm doing now as a job. So if you didn't know, I was a veterinarian before. I was a veterinarian for over 20 years. And I, like a year ago, basically sort of had a breakdown. And I mean, that's probably the easiest: physical, mental, emotional, like every part of me just shut down. And I knew, I could feel it coming on for months. And I could feel like the last 3 or 4 months that I was like, I don't know what's going to happen, but I can feel myself. And it wasn't like, oh, take a vacation, you'll be fine. No, it was just the responsibility, the long-term stress, all the questions, or just all different kinds of things. And I've, like, after all that happened, I kind of went in and did some therapy and did some different things just to kind of find out like why I reacted the way that I did. And so I found out that, there are just some things that I'm going to, like, mentally and emotionally, whatever I want to say, just there are some things that will make me feel better, like at work. So what I'm doing now, I'm actually pretty happy about. I was doing like pharmaceutical delivery, but that was, it's a lot of driving, a lot of stress on the car, and it didn't pay the best just because it was independent contractor position, and you had to pay your own gas and everything like that. So, but pretty close to my house, and only a half a mile from where my husband works, is where I'm working now. And it's a pretty large, like, party rental company where when you're having like a graduation party or corporate dinner, or whatever, weddings in particular, our company is the one that rents out like the chairs, tables, dishes, silverware, glasses, you know, all that stuff. So I actually work in the dish room department. So what we do there is we take in the dirty stuff. So it is kind of like being a dishwasher, which I've said for years is my dream job. And so, because I always just like doing it. And so I do some of that, but a lot of it is like prepping things, like wrapping and prepping and getting things ready for like to send back out. So yeah, if like, you know, you're doing something new every day, you're working on this and then this and this. And what I found out is that like when I first started working there, I knew I was really out of shape. I had felt really bad for a long time. I hadn't exercised. I'd let my body kind of deteriorate over time, gained a bunch of weight in the last like 3 or 4 years. And so over the last like 3-4 weeks or whatever I've been doing this job, I have been building my body back up. I have gotten a lot stronger, and I am feeling so much better than I used to. I mean, I can get out of bed now. My back doesn't hurt at all. I'm jumping up and down, you know, I'm bouncing up and down the stairs and stuff. And so yesterday I was working on actually like examining dishes and doing things like that. So I was pulling them out and looking at them and things, and I hadn't done that for like 6 hours in a day before. Like that was a new job task for me. And so what I worked on yesterday was hand strength, wrist strength, and forearms because, oh yeah, and then shoulders, because just holding up these things all day long. I mean, the volume of stuff that we move through is just ridiculous. And I love it. I absolutely love it. The people that I work with are fun. There's all different like ages and races and backgrounds and whatnot, and we all just come together and just get this work done every day. And I like it. They play the radio really loud. It's you know, there's breaks and things like that. And like I said, I come home for lunch, see the dogs, and the first 3 weeks or so, I would say that I came home every day like barely being able to get out of the car. And now I'm like getting out of the car and I'm starting to do things. So as time goes on, I think I'm going to have more and more energy. So hopefully that'll be more and more production, getting more things done in other ways too. So, but yeah, so that's what I'm doing now. I know it sounds kind of crazy starting, you know, doing what I have in the past and then what I'm doing now, but this just fits me now. This fits, you know, I don't know if I'm probably not doing it like long term per se, just because I don't know if my body will hold up to that, but because there's a lot of lifting involved, and my back has gotten so much stronger. But I don't know, you know, I don't know, but you know, because I've always said I'd love for the cross stitch design business to kind of become a full-time endeavor, and working towards that. It's definitely has made a huge jump from last year, and I mean we're only in the 3rd year I think of the business itself, so I'm pretty happy. I'm pretty happy with where things are. So, and that's a lot of that's based on you guys, especially you old guard, you OGs out there that have been with me for years and have kind of seen things grow and evolve. So, so yeah, so I'm happy. I mean, I'm literally like the amount of weight and stress that has like been lifted off of me from a year ago is immense. And yeah, I just, you know, sometimes you just have to take a step back and do something that, you know, you find joy in, but, you know, even if it doesn't pay nearly as much, you have to modify your, you know, my husband and I already live a very low key, low maintenance life. So yeah, so I'm super happy. That's all I gotta say. And my husband, his new job, he's super happy too. So we're both home by 3. And we both have the weekends off. And so it's, guys, I cannot tell you like just how much better I feel. So if I look tired, it's just because, like I said, I'm getting heavy physical workouts every day. So I'm probably going to, I see a nap in my future today. So we'll get some more recovery here, but super happy, guys. What can I say? All right. Hey, if you guys don't already follow Ronnie Rowe, he is the best guy ever, my mentor, the guy that inspired me, honestly, to first stitch these monochromes, but then now also the guy that you know, taught me how to design and do all that. And he's come out with a bunch of new patterns for this year. And he's been showing them over on his channel, Ronnie Road Design, and or Ronnie Road Designs, I think. And but go check him out. He's yeah, he's a cool dude, and so I really appreciate him. So, all right, well, it's time to actually get the day started and get this video up. I'm gonna try and do Saturday, you know, roughly noon videos going forward. It just gives me more. I don't have to do them after I come home from work, which is good because I'm usually just too tired to do it. And I don't want you guys to always see me looking like so tired because that doesn't look good. So, all right, dudes and dudettes, y'all have a great day. Happy stitching. I hope you are doing well. And yeah, I'm going to hold on to that for later. All right, y'all take care. I'll see you later. Bye.